Let's cover an overview of the Macomb County Probate Court. Practical information to assist you when dealing with the court. The Macomb County Probate Court is located at 40 North Main in Mount Clemens, Michigan, of course, in Macomb County, a short drive off of I-94. You're probably familiar with this building if you've ever been in Mount Clemens. It's prominently right off of Main Street, of course, where the county clerk is, the circuit court, and other court-related affairs. When you go to the Macomb County Court, be aware that when you enter the building, it is a secured building, which means you can't bring anything into the building that would be prohibited, such as sharp objects, weapons, etc. It's really frustrating when you park your car, you go to the court system, and then you're turned away because you got something in your purse or in your wallet that is a prohibited item. Parking is generally not a big issue at the Macomb County Court because in Mount Clemens on Main Street and nearby, there are a lot of available parking spots. Now there are metered parking, and the problem with the metered parking is often there isn't sufficient time in terms of the allotted amount of time on those parking meters. So we tend to recommend people to use the parking structures or the long-term parking places that are right near the building. Again, a short walk from the parking to the building, but plan ahead. When you're going to court, we always advise people to give yourselves plenty of time before the court hearing. It allows you to acquaint yourself with the building, get through security, take a deep breath before your court hearing begins. So what would bring you to the Macomb County Probate Court? Well, there are certain matters upon which the court has jurisdiction of, as well as Macomb being the appropriate venue. Now, venue relates to which court, which county. Jurisdiction relates to the type of matters. So, for example, you don't go to the probate court for a bankruptcy matter or a divorce. You go in relation to probate and trust related issues, including a deceased probate estate. Somebody has died, you have to go through probate administration. That would occur within the jurisdiction of the probate court. Venue relates to the county upon which the decedent was domiciled. Now, if the person died out of the state of Michigan but owned property within Macomb County, then venue could also be appropriate in Macomb County. Certain trusts are under the jurisdiction of the probate court when a dispute arises or the trust specifically provides for the court to have supervision over those matters, as well as guardianship, which relate to the care and well-being of an individual who is domiciled within that county, and conservatorship, which relates to handling the financial affairs of somebody that lacks the ability or capacity to do so. The Macomb County Probate Court has experienced judges serving on behalf of the community. Chief Judge James Bernat has been a judge since 2011, having graduated from the University of Detroit Law School in 1997. Judge Sandra Harrison-Surratt was a longtime practitioner in probate law, having graduated from the University of Michigan, then the University of Detroit Mercy Law School in 1997. She became a judge of probate court in April of 2017. Judge Catherine A. George was elected to the Macomb County Probate Court in November of 2002 in a nonpartisan election. There may be a desire to gain information about the Macomb County Probate Court, whether it's a file, filing fees, hearing dates, docket information, forms, etc., without driving to Mount Clemens, parking, going through security to access certain information. You can do so through the Macomb County Probate Court's website, MacombGov, so it's MACOMBGOV.org. That website will allow you to gain access to the docket so you can identify certain pieces of information with, of course, not going down there. It's not particularly complicated, and I've shown through this slide how to gain access to it. First step, go to the website, go to the case access area, and then in the bottom where it says click here, click there. The next page is also pretty intuitive. There's a lot of information on this page, but the area where I've highlighted with the red box, fill out the person's name, whether it's the person that the estate name is over, or it may be you as an interested party. It should be able to search both ways, and then hit the search button. You can also search by case number. I find that to be often a little confusing for people, because if you don't type in the right case code or put the hyphens in the right spot, the search mechanism doesn't work. From there, case numbers will pull up, and those case numbers are hyperlinked. What that means is you can actually click that blue underlined case number, and the information will then be provided. I did a simple search under the name John Doe and looked for a deceased probate estate, and this is the information that was provided. You can click there. It would provide you with case name, case number, the docket information, including hearing dates that may be coming up. Some really valuable information, which before the use of or the advent of the internet, you had to go down and wait in lines to gain this very basic information. We know that people ask all the time about the cost of filing certain pleadings. So in the probate court, most of the filings to commence a probate estate, a guardianship, a conservatorship, are about $175. Now I said about because there are some other fees that may be applicable. So for example, when you open up a new deceased estate, you're going to be publishing. There's a publication fee. There's an inventory fee. There's a letter of authority fee. But the general filing fees that are listed here give you some guidance on the cost of doing each of these particular filings. In addition, there is a process to waive the filing fees when somebody is indigent. When somebody can't afford it, there's a process upon which you can prove that that individual can't afford the filing fees, and the court can decide whether they're going to waive the requisite filing fee. The Macomb County Probate Court is a very busy probate court. Again, most of the probate courts, in terms of how busy they are in alignment with the size of its population. So the counties that have a lot of people, and Macomb does, have a lot of filings. This particular census, that is through the annual report through the state of Michigan, showed that in 2019, the court disposed of 1,770 estates. These are probate estates, decedent estates, as well as 211 conservatorships for adults and 94 for minors. And for guardianships for adults, 1,104, and for minors, 240. It's a lot of matters. So what this tells a viewer is that when you go down to the probate court, you're not the only person that's going to be there. There's going to be a lot of people. And in fact, on a docket date, a hearing date, you may be one of many hearings that will be going on. And you're not alone. So if you think you're at home and your guardianship matter is unique or new, it's not. You're one of many people that are handling these types of matters. On the lower section, it shows the total active files. So if you think about this, even though a file may be commenced, those files sometimes last for a long period of time. As of December 31st of 2019, there were close to 3,000 active estate and trust cases. It's a lot of files that the court is managing. And a little bit below that, you'll see that guardianships, almost 20 or over 2,500 guardianships, and developmental disability files. These are individuals who have a developmental disability, close to 3,000. The court is a very active, efficient, and busy court system. So be prepared. Know that when you go to court, you are among many. Be patient through this process because it is often a very foreign process to most people, confusing, not intuitive all the time. So now that we've done this overview of the Macomb County Probate Court, there are some real basic concepts that I hope that you've taken away. One is, these are just the ABCs of the probate court. But to navigate through the probate process, for most people, is just a lot. We know that just managing your own day-to-day affairs, your own affairs, waking up in the morning, going to work, taking care of your family, and then going home is a lot. Now imagine if you have to do that for somebody that has died or somebody under guardianship or conservatorship. It's very overwhelming. We also know that the language around probate, the language of law is confusing. So to help decipher that language and make this process more user-friendly, we strongly urge you to consider hiring a probate and trust lawyer, a lawyer that knows the ins and outs of the probate court, speaks the language, and knows how to stand in front of a probate judge and advocate for those particular positions. If you've got probate and trust related issues and want questions answered, give us a call at 833-PROBATE or visit us at theprobatepro.com.